EarthMC is one of the most toxic servers I've ever played on. But in this server, I've found one nation that seems to be the light in the darkness of this terrible community. And that's my nation, Minnesota. So I reached out to my friend NS to help me make a History of Minnesota video. And here we are. This is the history of Minnesota. By the way, make sure you do subscribe. There's this YouTuber, Bryson, who has more subscribers than me, and I really want to pass him. If I do, I'll cause a war or something. I don't know. Just subscribe. On July 20th, 2019, the player Narang founded a town called Duraville in the North Woods of Minnesota with money from Lacus Magna, the nation that they joined. Over the next month or so, Duraville expanded, recruiting citizens and making buildings. Narang then recruited a player walking to Alaska by the name of NSX, or NS. He became the first active member besides Narang, helping him with the city over the next week or two. And for his hard work, he was named City Treasurer and would keep track of all financial business in the city. With active member NS here, the city would start building a lot more stuff, like the town shop. In early September, a wall was constructed around the border of the city, with 4 redstone gates controlled by a building in the center of the town. So they had time to get back to new projects and most importantly, recruiting. You see, at this point, they recruited 2 more active citizens to the town, RBK Mustangs Alley and Septile Plays 88. Together, these 2 new members helped take the town in a new direction. At this point, the town was growing at a quick rate, with plots being dug out for the new Mall of America. So they decided they would make a nation. So in early November, the nation of Hell Park was created. But the next day, the mods made them change the name. So they decided on Minnesota. This was the real start of the nation of Minnesota. So with lots of stuff going on, they decided to have an election for the leader of Minnesota. Septile Plays 88 won this election, but since their system was a constitutional monarchy, he didn't have much power to do anything as leader. Sadly, in mid-September, Narang recognized his inactiveness and gave the nation to NS in hopes he could keep it strong, for while Narang was on his break. But sadly, Narang never returned to EarthMC. So as leader, NS's first major change was joining the USA, in alliance at the time. But in November, the USA collapsed after Ace Shooter leaked thousands of Discord messages with the bot. Minnesota was the first nation to leave after this incident. With the nation growing quickly and new towns joining and expanding, they decided to ban Lacus Magna from Minnesota due to hostilities, and almost went to war with, as the vote failed 7-7 to do so. Lacus Magna and Minnesota would have bad relations for many months to come. In early February, Minnesota decided to try out unions again and join the Midwestern Union. This seemed to help their growth a good amount. And a few days after this, Septile Plays was kicked out of Minnesota after a private vote of 11-4. But Septile decided to found a town right next to Duraville and stay there until he was allowed to rejoin. The nation then began to nosedive, for the first time in history. NS then decided to leave the nation and move to an island in South America. But after a few weeks, NS rejoined Minnesota. But it didn't seem to help Minnesota grow. The nation was not doing well, with the vote to dissolve Minnesota failing 4-10. And Minnesota decided to leave the North American Union while they were at war with other nations around America. Despite Minnesota's best efforts, it died pretty quickly. They then decided to join the Canadian Empire in hopes of protection, which worked, but did not grow their nation. But finally, in early July 2020, Beaver Man 1 joined Minnesota, and the first revival started for Minnesota. Septile Plays rejoined after being begged by NS. Campbell joined too. They then held their first presidential election for a while, with Septile Plays winning the election over Bryson. In his term, the nation grew again, and Minnesota left the Canadian Republic in favor of the Midwestern Confederacy, which failed shortly. Minnesota was nearly back to its peak now, but then something happened. In late September, a player given counselor in Duraville to recruit for them betrayed Minnesota. The capital was looted and destroyed. The main population of Minnesota then decided to move to Yanmayan, an island in the Atlantic Ocean. The ruined nation was left to me, with most town leaders leaving. I had to abandon my city to move to the capital, making it difficult to keep the nation's population up in most cities. After the nation dropped down to a population of 17, I decided to message some friends to join the nation. The players Yepits Ace and Bamgo Dog made a town of Minneapolis, and the player Swagger Ian created St. Cloud. Yanmayan then decided to rejoin Minnesota, and they both joined the new USA together as one state. It was then decided that an election would be held on the 5th of December to decide a new leader of Minnesota. But in the month before the election, towns like Winboro, Winnipeg, St. Paul, and Greektown joined the nation, and the nation was back up to around 85 citizens. But on the 5th of December, Septile Plays defeated me by 2 votes to win the presidency. In the first few days of his presidency, a few players left, as well as the nation of Yanmayan, but we all came together to recruit after this. Minnesota had 2 days of growth larger than ever before, with both days seeing 13 players join each. At this point, Minnesota had passed its all-time high, with 112 citizens. And here we are now. Minnesota is at its strongest ever, at a whopping 139 citizens. With America so unclear, the future could be bright or it could be dark. We really don't know. Thank you all very much for watching Gush Golly. I hope you enjoyed it. Toothbrush.